Today we are going to do our AC evaporator cleaning and air freshening for the vehicle. This kit is from Toyota. It's, I would say, a typical style of kit. I've seen it from other companies as well, where you take this power foam here, and the first step that you need to do is you hook up the hose, which is supplied with the kit. One end goes on the bottle or the can, the other end goes into the evaporator drain underneath the vehicle. So you need to locate the tube where it drains out the water vapor. This is like where you'll see like a little puddle of water under your vehicle on a hot day when you've run the AC for a while. And so basically what you do is you set it up to run this foam up into the drain, and you're supposed to use half of the contents in 2 steps, so half and half, and you run it up into the drain. You let it sit for about 10 minutes, and you need to use a drain pan so that you can put it underneath the drain tube, so that when the foam does its work and then turns back to liquid and runs out, you want to catch it so you don't have a mess on your floor. Then once you do that twice, then the other step is to use the air freshener. And what you do is you roll up the windows, turn the vent on or the fan on high. Don't run the AC, just run the outside air, the fresh air, and you spray this in through the fresh air vent and let it circulate through the system to kill any odors that might be remaining inside your heating and AC and ventilation. And the instructions say to run it for about 5 minutes once you spray this can into the vents, and then after that, because you obviously don't want to have your car full of all these air freshener vapors, you gotta roll the windows down, keep the system running so it can clear the air out. Oh, and yeah, I'm sorry, I missed one step, but before you do this, pull out the cabin filter, because you don't want to soak the cabin filter in this fluid right here. You want it to circulate through the system. What will happen is the cabin filter will get soaked and it'll block it from circulating, and you don't want that. So before you do step 2, first thing to do is remove the cabin filter. Okay, also definitely something you want to consider is at the time that you're doing this evaporator cleaning and ventilation air freshening, the cabin filter, you're going to remove it, so you obviously you're going to check it, you're going to see what condition it's in, so be prepared also to replace it with a new one. If you are getting odor and having problems like that, it's likely the filter is full of dirt, and every time you run it, there's going to be vapor in the system. It's going to get into the filter and it's going to stir up those odors and so forth. But yeah, so also consider you might want a new cabin air filter at the same time. Alright, so here we're going to do our AC power foam with our 2006 Honda Accord. On this one, the drain is pretty far back and it might be difficult to find it, but it's actually right near the catalytic converter. So if you follow the exhaust system to the cat, it's right over from there. And yeah, it's like tucked in behind the frame, so it's hard to see at first glance, so you got to get way under the vehicle. But anyways, so we're setting up our foam, and all you got to do is pop the cap and install the cap for the hose. Oh, and it jumped out a little early. It's not supposed to do that technically, but so we're gonna shove the end into the hose, and what it's supposed to do is once you remove this cap, then it's supposed to release the foam. I guess this one's a little off, But see, there's a trigger underneath, and then the foam's supposed to release when you hit that trigger. So we're gonna go ahead and empty half the contents of the can into the system. There we go. Oh, and of course we have our drain pan ready. This might take a little while. Still less than half. It's probably about half right now. I guess you can really only guesstimate. But so once you got half the contents approximately, oh, it's already draining out. Seemed like we lost a lot of the foam before it did its job. So we're gonna just repeat the process, but I'm just gonna leave the hose in there so that the foam doesn't flow out like it did. So now we're just gonna run it until it runs out and let the foam do its thing. Alright, that's it. So let's let that go to work. 10 more minutes and then it's time for step 2. Now we're 10 minutes or so has passed, so we're gonna pull the plug and get ready. There we go. That looks good. This time it was actually turned to fluid. So let's let that drip out, and soon we will move to step 2. Okay, now before we do the air freshening step, we're gonna remove the cabin air filter so that we don't soak it in air freshener. So just on this Accord, you just squeeze the sides of the box. They're flexible, and then you can lower the box. I'm trying to just keep the contents in the box, and you can actually do this one-handed. Just pull the tab one side at a time and it'll unlock, and there's our cabin filter, which isn't too horribly dirty. But so I'm going to take the filter out and then replace the lid, because we don't want the fresh air just trapped inside the dash. So take this out. There we go. Set the dirty filter aside. I'll put the drawer back, and now we're ready for step 2. So now we're setting up to use our air freshener. We rolled up all our windows. We're gonna turn the AC off. Recirculate is off. We want to pull in fresh air, and then we'll turn up our fan to full blast so it'll suck in some air. Oh, and once you turn the key on, there you go. So now we're ready to spray in the air freshener. We have doors closed, windows up, and you can hear the fan sucking in the air. You can actually feel it. So we're supposed to spray the entire contents of the can, and we're gonna go ahead and do that now. And then we're gonna just let the fan run for 5 minutes, and then we will clear the air. I can't have too much. I'll wipe up the mess. This is not too strong. It's a little messy. Maybe I'll slide it back in here. That's pretty good. Maybe this way. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, I got a few more vertical. There's one straight. I know. So I'm gonna work while they dry out. These cans not too good. That's enough. Alright, I think we're good. That's most of the can. Okay, now we are going to clear the air in the cabin of the vehicle. We're going to roll down all the windows and let the fan continue to run. And we're going to let that go for probably a few more minutes so we can clear the air, get the vapor out of here. We don't want a bunch of moisture trapped in the ventilation system, so we're going to blow that out of here. Alright, now we're going to do the last part. Just going to put the cabin filter back. This one is a little dirty, but next time we're going to make a video on replacing it, just for that simple purpose of putting in a new filter. So we're going to tilt the glove box down, sort of resting it on my foot. That way I can use both hands. Then I'm going to take out the drawer and put the filter back in. There we go. There. Okay. Then we'll slide the drawer back in. Almost lost everything. And then, ooh, that was in there too. Alright. Then we'll close it back up. And we're all done. Almost forgot. There is actually a little hinge slash dampener piece here. And that just clips right in. No tools required. So then we'll shut it, and now we're done.